is that. But our next comic tonight is Danielle Rovira, everybody.
The only reason I have champagne up here is because I'm trying to appear confident. So all confidence aside. Once again, I'm a little disappointed because my shtick this week was going to be about how outrageously stressed about this show I am, and about the fact that my dad is here visiting, watching me do stand-up for the very first time. Which is very exciting, but very nerve-wracking. And of course, the question I got from my friends immediately were like, are you going to tell the dirty jokes? I was like, no, I've seen my dad laugh at jokes about anal, it'll be fine. So I'm very excited he's here. I'm a little bit bummed out. My little sister didn't make it. She's got a lot going on right now. She just got engaged recently, and this is real badass. She proposed to her boyfriend. Yeah, I don't know anyone else who's done that. Like, that takes some real balls. Oh. There's really not that many great, metaphors, synonyms for feminine confidence. That's so fucking badass that your sister proposed to her boyfriend. That takes some real, great legs. Takes a real cute face and just enough makeup. Takes a real ability to take a joke and hold her whiskey. It is a little bit complicated with my sister getting engaged. This does somewhat make official the fact that I'm going to now be related through marriage to my ex-boyfriend. I know, and I love Game of Thrones, but it's still my sister's fiance's brother is married to my ex-boyfriend's sister. And it's difficult enough to explain in words, much less to try to explain that to a tattoo artist. So I emailed I was like, hey guys, hook it up, help me out. And they only sent back their condolences. I'm sorry about your situation. So part of this ex-boyfriend thing, I got dumped by this guy in question a year and a half ago, and it kind of set me off on a pretty bad downward spiral of mental health. I started taking antidepressants, but I also upped my party game, and I'm single. But that led to some bad situations, one of them being me almost burning my house down, which really ruined Talking Heads for me, because I drank too much and had just started antidepressants and passed out while cooking, and it was very scary, and that I would not even consider to be the low point. Although I'm doing better now. Thank you for asking. I'm actually working on renovating my apartment right now. I'm using my experience to make it a more efficient space. When I moved in, it was a 1-bedroom, but now it's a 3-bedroom because there's 3 rooms and I passed out in all of them. So that's the only reason I feel comfortable making fun of a suicide poster or a suicide prevention poster that I saw around here in Bozeman. In multiple bars, in the women's bathroom, there's a picture of a man with a mustache, and it's I think the slogan is like duct tape can't fix your mental problems. And there's like a coat of arms and it just says mahogany. And then there's a link that you can follow, mantherapy.org, which I followed, and it gets worse. And I was like sitting there on the toilet, just like thinking about how terrible an advertisement this was, and honestly not sure if it was a joke or not. And then I looked closer, and it was sponsored by the Suicide Prevention Coalition, and I felt so conflicted because I was like, obviously I'm an advocate for the prevention of suicide, except for whoever made this poster. Yikes! So I was pretty bummed out when I got dumped. Actually, so after getting broken up with from this long-term relationship, I dated another guy, and that ended quickly as well. And by coincidence, you tell me, someone pointed out to me the fact that both their names coincided with the names of assassinated presidents. I got dumped by both of them. I don't know what that means, but I was pretty upset by it either way, like a real nation in mourning. Thank God I've got such great friends. I had one who pulled me aside and was just like, honey, I think you dodged a bullet. Okay, this is a deep breath for the joke that I'm going to tell in front of my father. So you now have learned that I got dumped, and I was pretty sad, and I live here in this small town, and I'm trying to make myself feel better, and I'm trying to date and such, and meanwhile I was getting real stressed out, and I went to the doctor, and they found whatever you call it, abnormal cell replication, which is the warning sign for cancer. And that freaked me out. And so I talked to the doctor, and of course, read up on WebMD. Have you guys heard of it? Great advice. But the idea with where I was at with it was just basically, don't be an idiot, like be safe, treat your immune system well, don't smoke, practice safe sex. And since I was single, I was patting myself on the back a little bit for like having adhered to that, you know, and wearing condoms and reflecting on that until I realized that, like, even though I'd been using condoms pretty adamantly, I hadn't been taking all the precautions needed when you give like a mouth hug. I'm staring like real hard at the exit sign right now. And even it is making me feel ashamed. It's like, get out of here. But I had this like terrible realization where after going through this crisis of my health, I realized that I hadn't actually been protecting myself in all orifices. And I just felt like such an idiot. It's like I was like trying to deep clean my kitchen and like put on gloves and a mask, and then finished up by just licking the floor. I got certified to scuba dive a couple years ago. I couldn't help but think it was like getting all your gear on, which takes like 20 minutes, and then you get into the water, but then lose the mouthpiece, and you're just getting like blasted with salt water. Like driving your car around wearing a helmet just to be extra safe, then pulling off on the side of the highway and just drinking the gasoline. Since we have some out-of-towners here, I figured I'd give this last metaphor in like a Bozeman flavor. So sometimes when you go skiing, you need a transceiver, and that means you're a badass. So when you ski and you wear your transceiver, but then you go back to the bar and then just drink a pint glass of cum. That's all I have. Thank you guys.
Danielle Rovira, keep it going.